What is going on YouTube? It is your boy Cam, and today we are fucking up right now because we are reacting to 10 really creepy true stories. The video, the person who made this video, his name is called Mr.nightmare. But if you guys want to watch the original video, the link will be down in the description below. So yeah, go check it out because we are chopping out parts of this video because what I heard from Twitter and many different sources was that Mr. Nightmare was giving out strikes to big real actors. He gave out the strike to BHD, which is way fucked up. So I'm just gonna chop out parts or just watch half of it. You guys can watch the full video if you guys want to. So yeah. So without further ado, let's get on with this video. We are fucking up right now. All my lights are on. I'm telling y'all, I hate creepy shit. I'm black too.
I moved to my dad's when I was 10 and I didn't know anyone in the area except for the family my dad was friends with, a single mom with 3 kids. Luckily there was a girl a couple of years older than me. She was 12 at the time I met her, and we got to know each other a little over a couple of years. We weren't close, but we ended up having the same friends. One night my friend Rob was hanging out with her and her younger brother. They happened to be in the house alone because my friend's mom was at work. Her mother has been helping this one lady through her work and got to know her fairly well. She found out her sister was in a mental institution and was let out recently. The night Rob is hanging out with my friend, they get a knock on the door. My friend thought it was just their mom, since she knocks a certain way when coming in, and he answered it without thinking. Rob wasn't supposed to be there and he took off through the window to his house down the road. He never thought twice about it. It wasn't her mom. It was the sister of the lady her mom was helping, and she figured out through talking to her sister where her family lived and her mom's working schedule. She came in. This is where I don't know the details, and I'm glad I don't. My friend's younger brother got away to the neighbor's house to call the police. The lady brutally murdered my friend a week from Christmas.
The fuck?
Decapitated her and left her body naked in a bathtub. She even hid her head. They had to look through the presents, and I don't know where they found it. But they did. I wasn't allowed to go to her funeral. It happened to my wife's grandmother.
This is what happens when crazy bitches fucking up. You gotta get away from them. Fuck that shit. Why is this shit so scary? He needs to. That's what I don't like about Mr. Nightmare. You need to stop putting it, like, making this shit so real.
About 15 years ago, while we were still dating. Her husband had just passed away about a year previously, but she'd been going down to the library and volunteering. It was exercise and socialization. This was in the winter, so her walk back was while it was getting dark. The library closed at 5 and there was some extra stuff to do before everyone actually left. And on this particular night, she turned down a ride from another volunteer because she needed to stay in shape. The house is about a mile away through some lightly wooded area in South Texas, and as she's about halfway home, she notices someone behind her. He's walking the same direction and gaining on her.
You not gonna speed up?
Isn't all that particular.
You not gonna speed up?
She's old and thus not particularly fast.
The fuck?
But in this case, he seems vaguely sinister.
Nigga, run!
Pretty soon he's right behind her. Then he falls into
white
pace,
people these
just
days.
Staying behind
oh my
her.
god. White people
now
these
she knows
days.
Something's up.
Yeah, I bet.
But she's almost home. She can see the top of her driveway coming up.
Run, nigga.
And she leaves her lights on so it'll look like someone's home when she's walking in. She just needs to make it another 150 yards.
Another 150 yards.
All that time, she said he was so close that she could feel his breath on her neck. Around maybe 50 yards, it happens. A strong hand on her shoulder. Okay, bitch. Don't turn around and hand over your purse or I'll cut you. She stops for a second, then takes one big step forward, turns, and shoots the guy in the neck with a .38.
Damn!
The guy spent the next 5 years in a prison.
Hold up, damn! The white woman was serious. I thought she was a typical white bitch, just walking down, acting stupid, gonna fall, just like in all those movies. But she put out the pistol, the whip, gave that nigga the wet work. And that's all I'm saying. Shit, you gave that nigga the wet work.
Hospital before he died of complications. My wife's grandmother passed last year, but up to the end, she lamented that she pulled the trigger too soon.
Stop with this fucking music, man. Stop with the music.
When I was young, I'd say 8 to 11-ish, my sister, whom is 7 years older, would babysit when my parents were out. At the time, she smoked a lot, and my parents made her smoke outside, of course. So I'd follow her outside, play around, annoy her and such. One day, my sister notices a car at the end of the driveway.
Why is it so damn
just
loud?
sitting in the road. It's a white SUV with a bike rack on top. It has the most tinted windows I've ever seen. You could not see inside from the side. It sat there until she went inside, then would drive to the end of the road and sit at the church parking lot and wait. Wait until she'd come out again for another smoke. And it would repeat this. Odd, but my sister is a brave lady and just kind of ignored it. That is, until the next day while my parents were out again and it showed up again. It would sit at the end of the driveway and just watch.
That's fucking creepy.
I don't know what the driver was doing, but he was watching my sister. I know, because if I didn't go out, I'd watch from the front window and it would just sit there and watch my sister. She told my father, who was a sheriff deputy at the time, and he called the cops and made a complaint. They showed up, looked around, but the SUV was nowhere to be seen. Months went by and nothing. Then one day, a good 9 months after this had all started and around 4 months since the last sighting, it was back. It became a regular occurrence. Another day, my sister was outside doing her nasty habit, and sure enough, here it comes. This time we were all alone as usual, and she decides she has had enough. She tells me to stay in the carport and she's gonna go confront them. She starts walking.
First of all, I will stay in the car. You can go out there, bitch, and go get yourself killed. I'll be the brave one. Leave the car keys in the car, please. Just leave them in the car. Leave the car keys in the car. Like, leave it in the car right there. And I will drive off once I see your ass get chopped. Okay? Okay? That's just my way of thinking. If you get out the car, we are not friends no more. We are not family. I'm just telling the truth. If I see your ass get chopped up, I'm not being a white person and going to save you. That's all I'm saying. You guys, you have to know that we tight and all, but when it comes to a life and death situation, I'm not risking my life to save your ass. I'm just saying, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it honest. I'm just saying, fuck that. Fuck that.
Toward the SUV, and halfway down the driveway, she would later remark to us, I felt utter terror, like I knew if I went any further, I was dead. I was paralyzed by pure fear. She turned around and went inside.
Better, bitch.
Finally,
She better.
The car was in the shop for some kind of issue, so we were all stuck home for the night. While my parents are home, my sister goes outside to smoke. I go outside with her, and eventually the SUV shows up.
Why y'all keep going outside?
She tells me to go outside and tell my father, and I do. My dad promptly gets his gun and starts briskly walking down the driveway with it in hand, in the direction of the SUV, but not
shoot this nigga.
it. The SUV floored it down the road and peeled out onto the nearby large highway. My dad, being a cop, noted the year and model and distinguishing features. The scariest thing, the license plate had been covered in duct tape. We never saw it again.
I guess that's a good thing. Stop with the fucking music. Why am I seeing? Who the fuck is that?
Years old and my parents
Who the fuck is that?
My mom was living in a two-bedroom apartment. I had my own room, but I preferred to sleep in her bed whenever I was staying with her. Our 2 bedrooms were at the end of the hallway, directly across from each other. Our apartment was on the first floor, and I remember that it was in the middle of the summer, and my mom had a window open in her room, which was directly behind the bed above the headboard. Anyways, I woke up in the middle of the night and remember sitting up and seeing that our cat was sitting in the doorframe of my mom's room. I should note her door was open and you could partially see into my bedroom. This was strange because our cat was typically always in bed with us. As I was watching him, he walked into my bedroom and meowed. I turned to face my mom and woke her up. In the 3 or 4 seconds it took me to wake her up and ask me what was wrong, we both looked back up at the doorframe, and there was a man standing by my open door, making his way out of the bedroom. I still don't know how she managed to do it so quickly, but my mother proceeded to pick me up and literally throw me out of the screen window. She quickly followed, and we were able to start screaming for help, and someone called 911.
Nigga, that's why you gotta have a chop. You gotta have a fucking gun or a pistol on you.
Only that our front door was unlocked, which led them to believe that the man must have exited that way. The strange thing was that my mom swore up and down that she had locked the door that night with the deadbolt and chain lock. About a week later, she was cleaning the kitchen and opened up our water heater closet and found a notebook with names and drawings, as well as a pair of gloves and some gum wrappers.
I guess that's where that nigga came from.
But all they could do was speculate that the man had been in our house and hid until we were asleep.
The fuck? He been in there the whole time?
One day while doing my laundry, one of the lights blew out in my basement. My basement
Oh, hell
is set
no.
up so
Hell
that the
no.
laundry room is
Hell
split
no.
up from the other side.
If I had a basement and one of my lights blew out, I wouldn't be going down there. Like alone. I'll be like, yo, you don't coming down here with me. That's all I'm saying. You coming down here with me. That's all I'm saying. Like, fuck that. I know some of y'all have basements in your house. Y'all know what I mean. Fuck. You know what? Fuck this. 10 creepy stories. I might put a part 2 afterwards, but I'm gonna stop here. Just because I don't want, what I told you guys earlier, any strikes or BS on my channel. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, because I didn't, because I'm the one fucking watching it. You guys are at home watching it because you guys see me watching, so you guys are not that scared, but I'm fucking getting the chills. But if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.